Hello to everybody. Thank you very much to give us the opportunity to explain the innovation that we delivered during the COVID-19 pandemic situation in this exciting workshop like dinosaurs versus unicorns. So the idea is to just show you what we are doing, and this is more or less the outlines about what I present. And so I will just have a very fast overview about our very well-known robotics company. And then I will present some collaborative projects and especially what we did during the pandemic part. And I will also give you an overview about the future integration that could be done using our expertise in robotics. But just let's start with our company that probably you already know, that was founded in 2004. I'm the owner and one of the founders, and we just started this adventure in Barcelona. And from that time, so more than 16 years ago, we now reach more than 60 people that are continuously integrating and developing new solutions with service robotics. At the moment, we have just detected 5 different business units. That is from social robotics with the ARI and TIAGo platforms to the product for research, where a lot of expertise is to moving these biped humanoid robots. And we are quite active in collaborative projects. And from industry point of view, we are working in retail and in intralogistics part, where the navigation is one of our know-how that we try to use every day. And just to have one picture that is better than a lot of words, you can see here most of our developments. The first one that you can see here now are in the Science Museum of London, so big part of the history of European robotics development. And I have to mention that we are also founding member of EU Robotics and also ISPAROB and AR Automation, that are a Spanish association of robotics. But now just go to what we are able to do. So our expertise is very vast, is very large, and the integration takes a lot of emphasis, because our idea is to fill the gaps between what could be very exciting from research point of view to the real world. So our dream is to see more and more robots in a real environment that could help people. And so for this reason, you need a lot of expertise that you can see here. And we are working in projects, private and also public projects in different domains, like you can see here. That is from the R&D, where we are very strong, to the retail, the industry, and the healthcare part. But now just focus on the collaborative project, that also is one very good tool in order to help us to put these robots and make the real pilot and demonstrate that what we have in mind is feasible and could have also a return on investment appropriate. I have to mention these collaborative projects that are ongoing now, and also some past projects that help us to make these developments. And the important thing is that you can see that we are not only focusing on R&D, research and development, but also strong impact in industry, in the healthcare, and also now we started with agri-food. We just started 2 big projects that will help to also automatize in the agriculture field all these kind of use cases. So special mention for the COVID pandemic situation, I have to mention these 5 projects. The first one was between the Digital Innovation Hub, DIH Hero, that is based on healthcare. I will show later on some slides on that. Then our internal development about the TIAGo Disinfection, and then the other 3 projects that you can see here, Shapes, Spring, and OpenDR, it just started last year, but in collaboration with the European Union, European Commission, we just changed a little bit the use cases in order to adapt what was written at the beginning of this proposal with the new situation of COVID-19. And so we changed some use cases in order to make this robot better. A special mention is not only for big project, collaborative project that allow us to work with the Center of Excellence, mainly in Europe, but also a new tools that is just to having some open calls in some cascade funding project that help us to make small pilot very fast and test our development in the real. So one of these example is the Fast AV. That is one project that we did last year in the Digital Innovation Hero, and it was in collaboration with Axerion, an Italian company that is just providing us the Triton camera in order to improve and enhance all the navigation system. And so our solution was about a laser-based SLAM and using the laser, and for sure, the idea it was to just deliver some part inside an hospital, and also food for the patients that was in a bed for the project. But I will just show you some video that make it simple, this kind of impact of use cases. And so from one side, we develop and we enhance the TIAGo conveyor about the transportation of food tray in the patient's room. And the robot development was quite easy, but even if from technical point of view, it was quite easy, then putting these robots in a real environment, it means that there's a lot of things that has to be taken into account. Okay, and the same things it was also for the TIAGo delivery, transporting some sensible good inside the hospital. And so the idea is to don't change the layout of the hospital infrastructure and use our expertise in order to make this robot able to work with humans inside the actual layout of the robot of the hospital. And so it was a quite success project, and we are now continuing also to work with, especially with the hospital clinic in Barcelona and the Hospital de Badalona, in order to implement and make more tests with this robot, and also with other robot that is called ARI, that's artificial robot intelligence. And I will just present here only the shapes project, and the idea is to use this social robot to improve the quality of life of elderly people. So we just change the use cases in order to have the TIAGo and the ARI robots that could just interact with elderly in their own house. And the idea of this project is to have a large deployment in different countries. And at the moment we are started 7 pilot. And the idea for us, for example, is to work with in an island here in Spain with a very good center with elderly, and try to make the ARI robots more and more accurate in order to solve these use cases with elderly, with success, so with the aging people. So speaking about the ARI robots, I have to mention that some also technical details that could be also important, that are, for example, all the perception devices that we are using inside the robots. One mention of this robot is we try to decrease the maximum, the cost of the robots. So you can purchase the platform from 20 kilo euros. And the idea is to have also more and more devices in order to make this kind of use cases better and better. So here you can see a lot of cameras, and deep in detail, you can see that we have one camera in the back that could help in the localization part, and also for the docking, because there's auto docking also software. Then there are 2 cameras. One is in the head of the robots, mainly for the face recognition and people detection, and another one that is for robot jet detection, and also to help also in navigation part. And another part that was especially for the COVID, it was also a thermal camera in order to constantly monitoring the temperature of the people. So here you can see some example that we did with the robot that is just checking the temperature. Imagine the robot in the entrance of an hospital, where it's just checking the people temperature, and then can give the first heads for the people. And going even more in the detail of the COVID-19, we can see the TIAGo Disinfection robots. So the idea of these robots is just using the UVC lights. So it's not a new idea, but it's our solution. And we are not experts in disinfections. So what we did is just to collaborate with one of the most important company based in UVC, that it was very saturated here in Spain during the pandemic period, that is called the E.Vila project, in order to develop our solution. So what we can do is to automatize this disinfection procedure and cleaning this common part in order to make it COVID-free. So this is the idea. It could be applied not only in public space, in hospitality, but also could be in office environment, but also in hotels, for example. That is a big market that is opening, and the small footprint of our mobile base, it helps also to don't change any layouts about the hotels, for example, and having the autonomous navigation, the robot can clean also during the night without person around, and this is something that we are actively working now, and is taking more and more emphasis in order to help this pandemic situation. So a lot of more things could be done, and there are possibility to have more and more future integration. And so the idea of this talk is also to inspire you a little bit about what could be done. And instead to write a bullet point and just explain what we just try to put some real images here in order to show you what we think that is feasible, and from technical point of view is achievable now, because the technology is already mature in order to do this kind of integration, in order to help these people that are working today and are just to focus what is very important for their own use case. So from a robotic cleaner, let me say TIAGo Disinfection, that just clean and can help to have a safe environment, we could have also, and we are already doing some deployment with our stockbot solution with the retail, but could be also in supermarket, could be also in a different spaces, where also we can figure out some robots that could be with 1 arm, 2 arms, 3 arms, whatever, can also make the pick and place and move the parts around for example, an hospital. And why not also help with the elderly care, like we are deeply doing in different pilots. And the idea is to use the robots not like a center of its action. So the robot has to be considered like a shared tools that could be used from a lot of point of view, for example, from the family in case of the healthcare people, in order to connect, to interact. And the most important part of robotics, especially service robotics, is the interaction with the real environment. So in order to conclude, I just give you with just 2 messages. So one of the important message is that whatever kind of innovation that we have to do has to be collaborating with the others. So there's no one company or one university or no one in the world that could make the service robotics better alone. So the collaboration is very important. And so please collaborate more and more. Then another idea is not only making the research, but apply the expertise that you develop in a real environment. And this is very, very, very difficult in order to integrate all these solutions in a real world. And for sure, making the right partnership, also from business point of view, this could make our work better. And so we can really improve the quality of life of people in a different environment, in a different sector, and make us happier. Thank you very much. And I hope that you enjoyed this talk. Bye-bye.